is a grand jury in Massachusetts? What is a grand jury? Well, in Massachusetts, a grand jury is different than a jury that you usually hear that sits on a trial and decides whether somebody's guilty or not guilty. A grand jury comes way before that. In a case where the prosecutor wants to present a case, a serious case, one in which they want to try somebody in the superior court instead of the district court, the prosecutor will have to present a case to a grand jury. And the grand jury is made up of people throughout the county, just like a jury is. They're picked randomly and people are given notices in the mail, except that they sit for months at a time. Instead of sitting for a single case in which they hear a jury and they decide at the end of the case guilty or not guilty, they hear multiple cases. So multiple prosecutors will present multiple cases. And for each case, a prosecutor might present one witness, they might present multiple witnesses. And the grand jury has between 16 and 23 people on it, and they listen to the evidence. And it's a one-sided show, meaning the prosecutor decides who to call as a witness, they decide what evidence to present, and once the grand jury hears whatever evidence the prosecutor seeks to present, the witnesses they've heard from, the evidence that they've observed, then the grand jury will vote. And they almost always vote that there's enough evidence, there's probable cause to believe that somebody committed the crime. And then they'll return an indictment or a true bill. And that's how a criminal case in Superior Court starts. And the grand jury has the ability to do other things as well. They can authorize subpoenas, so they can get records that aren't directly presented by the prosecutor. They can present subpoenas for witnesses that they want to hear from. They can ask follow-up questions. So usually the prosecutor will present a witness, the prosecutor will ask questions, the witness will respond. The grand jury, each of the members, has an ability to follow up and ask questions of their own if they want. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And again, at the end of the whole ordeal, once the prosecutor gives the final piece of evidence, final witness, and gives it over to the grand jury votes, and then they decide if there's enough evidence or not. And again, generally there is, and in that case, an indictment is returned, and that sets off an arraignment date in the Superior Court, or sometimes a warrant, and that's how a case gets started.